What's up everybody, I'm HoopsandHipHop. So we've officially passed the halfway point of this fact series because today we are going to be taking a look at Unova. As always, I've got some awesome facts for you guys, so let's get right into it. For our first fact of the day, the Unova region has a pretty interesting origin behind the construction of its name. Since it is based on the New York area, it's possible that the name Unova comes from the matching parts of the name United States of America. Speaking of Unova's name, there was pre-release material for Black and White that was on display in stores as close as a month before the game's release, according to various online forums, that had the region's name listed as the Alios region. This was likely the region's name before it was changed to Unova for some unknown reason, and it must have been a very late change since the name Alios was printed on official pre-release material. One interesting thing about Reshiram and Zekrom, the Unova region's two mascot legendaries, is that they are actually two halves of one Pokemon that existed in the distant past. The third Dragon-type legendary of the region, Charon, is also the shell of this unknown Pokemon that was left over when it was split up. It's unfortunate that we will likely never get to see what this Pokemon actually looked like before it was split up, especially since two of its three pieces were fused back together in Black and White 2. Unova's Team Plasma are one of the better evil teams in the Pokemon series because they force the player to question the morality of Pokemon ownership. Team Plasma's admins, the Seven Sages, have an awesome theme behind their names as each one is a reference to color. Gorm is Gaelic for blue, Bronius comes from brown, Rude is Dutch for red, Zinzolin is French for reddish purple aka violet, Giyayo is Italian for yellow, and Ryoku comes from Ryoku Shoku, which is Japanese for green. The lone exception to this is the leader of Team Plasma and the Seven Sages, Getsis. However, his name has an even cooler origin. His name is a romanization of the musical notes G and C sharp, which are the notes used on the timpanis in his battle theme. Pokemon Black and White acted as a sort of soft reboot of Generation 1, and because of this there are tons of Unova Pokemon that directly parallel various Kanto Pokemon. For example, Sawk and Throh are the Unovan equivalent of Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee. Genesect is the equivalent to Mewtwo, as they are both genetically enhanced Pokemon that were made by their respective evil teams, and Meloetta is the equivalent to Mew, as they are both small, shy, yet curious mythical Pokemon who float around and tend to follow people without them knowing. Continuing the trend from a couple of past videos in this series, the cities and towns in Unova all have an interesting common theme behind their names. Aside from the version-exclusive Black City and White Tree Hollow, all of Unova's cities and towns are named after clouds. In Pokemon Black 2 and White 2, there is a pretty climactic moment where Getsis attempts to freeze the player character with Kyurem's Glaciate. Aside from the fact that he is the only antagonist in the main series to make an attempt on the player's life during the game, the fact that he is trying to freeze them with Glaciate is ironic since that move can't cause freezing when used in battle. It has been speculated by fans that Unova's Route 4 is based on Ground Zero of the 9/11 terrorist attacks. The reason for this thinking is because Route 4 is very barren with a lot of unfinished buildings, which obviously parallels Ground Zero. Route 4 is also located right next to Castelia City, which is based on New York City where the attacks happened. It's also a desert area, and there is obviously no desert anywhere near New York City, which furthers the suspicion that these other factors are more than just a coincidence. When the Unova region was first revealed, it was a big deal because it was the first Pokemon region in the main series that was based on an area outside of Japan. However, since Unova, this has become the norm since every region after it has also been based on areas outside of Japan. And last but not least, we actually have a couple of interesting facts about Charon and Bianca. Firstly, I'm sure you're all aware of how the player characters of each game receive names that match that of the games they come from. While this fact has been mostly absent from the games past Generation 2, it does occur in Black and White, albeit with the rival characters Charon and Bianca. Charon's name is Bulgarian for black, and Bianca's name is Italian for white. Another interesting thing I noticed while researching this is that in Black and White 1, Charon has glasses while Bianca does not, but in Black and White 2, Bianca has glasses while Charon does not, and the colored rim of each of their glasses is the same color. This is most likely a subtle Easter egg, but at the very least it's also a really cool coincidence. So those were 10 interesting facts about the Unova region. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like, and also subscribe if you haven't for more Pokemon content every Tuesday and Saturday. 10 interesting facts about Kalos will be going up next Tuesday, so make sure you hit that notification bell once you're subscribed so you can be notified as soon as it goes live. I will see you guys soon with another video, and until then, I'll smell you guys later.